It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Washington Wizards. Well, it was Washington winning their last game against the Hornets. That game, a high-scoring affair. We'll see if this one turns into a shootout as well. And tonight, we'll be seeing Andre Drummond, pound for pound, one of the toughest players in the game, a monster in the post. Guys, is he the most physically punishing player in the league, Shaq?
Yes, the amount of space he takes up in the middle is impressive. He shrugs off all sorts of contact inside.
Well, he's got a blend of size and explosiveness, which is kind of unique. I haven't really seen a big man ever with size and explosiveness ever.
I can't really recall anybody either. Kenny, it's an excellent point. Yeah. I mean, I'm racking my brain going back years and years and years in this league, and I can't think of a guy who is as physically punishing and intimidating just when you look at it.
And you think about it. You could look around, there's pictures of players all in this room, and I still can't see anyone who has that kind of culture.
What? Whoa! What?
Take it back to Kevin, Ernie.
Okay.
Oh! Shaq was pretty imposing.
No, don't say it now. It's too late.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it's too late. I don't want to hear it.
Right behind Andre Drummond. You
I don't
got
want to
my
hear
vote.
It. 2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We are live from the Motor City. Welcome to Detroit in an Eastern Conference contest for the Pistons. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Washington is working their way through a road trip into today's game. Well, they come into every game with confidence, and this game is no different. Two elite teams put each other to the test, certainly, every time they meet. A lot on the line in this one, though.
And they've battled these guys to one win and one loss. It's been really an intriguing matchup. I'm looking forward to seeing how the third chapter plays out.
Yeah, the first two contests were filled with a ton of in-game adjustments. I think the team that controls the pace all night long goes home a winner.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy was the head coach in Miami, Orlando, and now Detroit. Now, he's promised his wife that this is the last stop. He said, I wanted one more shot at it. I've got a great owner, and I should be able to get it turned around in the time that he's given me. If I don't, I don't. But this will be the last one. Kevin?
And DA, it's obvious that Stan has a real love for the game. Here's hoping he turns that storied franchise around. And Chris, as the season gets going, a lot of players start having lengthy road trips. Just how hard is it to play on the tail end of, say, a 5, 6, or a 7-game trip?
It's terrible. You miss the comforts of home, sleeping in your own bed, eating your own food, your habits, being on the road. You just miss all the good things about home, your family, and things like that. But you have to love these trips. One, if you're a player, because they set up time for chemistry. It's the most time you get to spend with your teammates. You really get to bond and get to know who each other are. Secondly, it takes a toll on that team. It wears you down. It sets you up for failure when you come home. And what's great about that is every team has to go through it.
Right.
So this is the NBA. It has to be the hardest league, the hardest schedule. And so it's tough, but, you know, that's what we do as players in this league. And so I love it because everyone does it. And I've always said it, sports is so fair because it's unfair to us all. And that's an unfair part of the game, but you got to get through it. You got to battle it, and you got to get through it.
And now Washington's starting group. Porter and Morris are the forwards. The deadly duo of Wall and Beal are in the backcourt. And it's Howard in at the 5 down low. Now here's Griffin. Coming in off a 10-point game his last outing. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old-school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
And he can't get the first one. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
And the second free throw, good.
Drummond is a rebounding beast who eats glass for a living. Can't keep this guy off the boards.
And Wall kicks to Porter. Outside, Beal. Morris a screen. Shot clock at 6. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
We watched Bradley Beal play, and it seems like he's been in the league for a long time. And then you see his age, and you're surprised on how young he still is. Younger than most of the top shooting guards in the league.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Beal being so young still, you know, we saw the jump in his production last year, Chris, but he still is on the verge of entering his prime.
Yeah, you think about this. Guards usually hit their prime between 26 and 29 or so. Bill still has some time before he gets to the top of his game. You wonder just what he'll be capable of when that time comes.
And so he hits both.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
Calderon kicks to Robinson. Griffin dishes to Calderon. Morris against Griffin. And Andre Drummond, the bucket on the assist from Robinson.
And the play is all about Drummond and his solid fundamentals, just taking his time and getting a high-quality chance as a result.
Wall passes to Porter. Back to Wall. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Look at the edge Wall plays with. I love it. When he gets hit, he still remains calm and steady and focuses and knocks the shot down.
Griffin kicks to Calderon. To the middle, puts it up from 7. And it's Drummond missing.
The D doing everything they can to cut him off on his way to the hoop.
Now here's Wall. A 26-point game for him in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Yeah, but what about the passing? Crisp, decisive. He racked up a ton of assists, impacted the game in a number of ways.
That one drops for him. Morris has got his first points of the game.
Morris is more than willing to put it on the deck. I like seeing the big man take it to the rack.
Calderon dishes to Drummond. He feeds it to Griffin. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Griffin's got his first points of the night.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Now here's Wall. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. And stolen by Drummond. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession. And a quick check now. The NBA's top rebounders. Third is Andre Drummond. The fourth spot held by Dwight Howard.
Guys, we're lucky to get to watch two of the league's most outstanding rebounders on the same court here today.
So it's Washington now. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And that was not an easy game for them. I mean, they barely hung on at the end of regulation before they were able to pull it out in overtime.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough battle all night. I thought their great conditioning was the difference in the outcome.
Pistons trail by 3. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Calderon. And he banks in the layup.
3 for 4 from the field to start the game. They'll take that.
For Washington, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Wall against Calderon. Lets it go from 14. Wall's shot is off.
Pretty high percentage look with the D playing off. Just couldn't knock it down.
Robinson with it. Now Beal defending. Robinson kicks to Griffin. Robinson against Beal. Robinson passes to Griffin. 5 on the clock over Porter. And that one comes up a bit short. And it's Washington's ball. Outside, Wall. The pass to Morris. On the wing, Porter. Here's Griffin. Gets an open look and hits.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And Stan Van Gundy, known for being one of the more demanding coaches when it comes to defense. He doesn't care who you are. If you're not giving it your all on the defensive end, you're going to find yourself on the bench.
Well, he's clear with what he wants and what he expects, and when you step on the floor.
Well, there are a lot of incredible athletes in the NBA, but Chris, in terms of pure up and down speed, John Wall might be the best.
Well, and it seems like Wall almost does that once a game, doesn't it? I mean, in the open floor, he can just run by most guards, and he's great at controlling his speed and changing direction.
And that one falls for John Wall. I think everyone can now agree that John Wall is one of the better point guards in the NBA.
No doubt. At this point, when you factor in his production, he's got to be in the top 5, if not top 3 guards in the league. One of the better passers we have as well. It's just hard to find guards that can create so easily the way Wall can.
Both good from the line that time.
What about the versatility of Wall? I mean, he's a nightly double-double. He continues to get better.
Drummond a screen. Calderon dishes to Drummond. Count the basket. Drummond's got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, the feed was perfect. The timing, the placement, everything was right on the money.
Outside, Wall. Porter in the corner. Morris outside. Pass to Beal. And we all know that Bradley Beal was one of the early benefactors of the new contracts handed out in the NBA. Chris, as you know, got a 5-year deal worth almost $130 million. Some questioned it, but he has stepped up since signing long-term here.
Yeah, and with Bill, you knew he had the talent. It was just a matter of staying on the floor to earn that contract. I mean, since signing, he's had career best in several different categories. This team showed faith in Bill, and he's rewarded.
No good on that one. And Chris, you spent a handful of years in Washington. When you look back to that time in your career, is there a favorite moment that stands out to you?
Well, it was early in my career when I was with Washington, and I learned a lot about the league. And I think ending the Washington playoff drought that they had been in for so many years was part of the reason why I wanted to go there, and that was a lot of fun. Making my first All-Star team as well was pretty cool.
Calderon against Wall. And it's sent back by Howard.
Howard, one of the league's most feared rim protectors in the league.
Porter kicks to Wall. Left side, Porter. And the first shot of the night for him, missing. The Pistons have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Here's Lure, and that one drops.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Washington trailing. Right wing. From deep, Wall. Detroit with the rebound. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
Well, and they played more than just a supporting role. I mean, without their points, it would have been tough to get that role win.
Now, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Wizards trail by 4. Screen by Howard. The kick out to Porter. Drills the three-pointer. Porter's got his first 3 points of the game.
Oh, Bill is a skilled distributor. I mean, he has a sense for when one of his teammates has a clean look at the bucket.
There's a screen by Robinson. Calderon kicks to Robinson. Feeds it to Calderon. Clock at 6. Here's Bullock. And it comes off the front of the rim. The Wizards have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Porter passes to Beal. Shot from 12. It's hauled in by Jose Calderon.
The defense recognizing the situation and getting right in his face once he got close to the bucket.
And there's the call on Howard. That'll be his second foul of the game. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Pachulia, he's checked in for Drummond. Johnson comes in for Reggie Bullock. Langston Galloway's checked in for Robinson. And it's Jackson in for Jose Calderon. Now here's Jackson. He's coming off a 16-point game against Toronto. Kicks it to Galloway. Now the dish to Lure. 5 to shoot. Here's Jackson. Here's Pachulia. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Pachulia's got his first points in this one. Now Lawson. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And it's blocked. Left side Jackson from 15 feet away. And he connects with the jumper. Now it's a 5-point Piston lead.
Oh, really, Jackson is deadly with the pull-up jumper. The D usually never sees it coming.
Jackson against Lawson. And another miss by Washington. Detroit with the ball. They're on a 16-6 run. Jackson with it. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. Pachulia dishes to Johnson. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Pistons lead by 7.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint.
Oh, watch out. Watch out.
And you really can't forget about Green's speed. So effective on the drive.
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. There's Galloway. He had 10 points in the win against Toronto. Johnson against Rivers. Outside Jackson. To the inside, Pachulia. And the Warriors moved Bogut to clear space last season. Many thought they would have trouble filling that center role. But you know what? Pachulia was signed and was the perfect fit for that team.
Kevin, my man Zaza. I mean, he's a vet. He knew exactly what his role would be coming into the team. Still has a great skill set. Fantastic passer for a center. And he can keep possessions alive with his offensive rebound.
The first free throw is good.
And you so often hear about how much Detroit Pistons fans pride themselves on the defense of this team. It's a part of the franchise's identity. All the fans in Detroit definitely love their defense.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Wizards trail by 7. Lawson outside. Rivers sets the pick for Lawson. Meeks on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. The shot missing. Now the Pistons take it the other way. And only a handful of teams have a franchise identity like that with the Pistons in defense. Maybe the Lakers playing up-tempo or Memphis grinding it out.
Well, yeah, not many teams or franchises have an identity, and that's what makes it so special to play in Detroit for that reason. There's nothing like hearing the crowd get hyped for a defensive stop.
Good on the shot. Pachulia's got 6 points.
Look at the playmaking ability of Johnson. Just such a gifted passer.
they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Lawson outside. Rivers in the corner. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Rivers has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Meeks. Galloway kicks to Lure. Pass to Jackson. Lets it go from 11. Jackson missing again.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter. Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Here's Jackson after Austin Rivers scored. The drive by Jackson. All sorts of time. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Jackson's got his second bucket of the game to go. Wizards trail by 6. Here's Lawson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And there's the feed to Meeks. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made. 29 seconds left in the first quarter. Jackson kicks to Lure. On the wing, Johnson. He's guarded by Rivers. Second chance shot, and the rejection by Mahinmi. Meeks outside, and again, Washington with the triple.
And a lot of scoring here early on. This is the type of game the fans love to see.
And the type of game that many coaches hate. Very little defense being played on either end.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. It's Detroit up 1. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his older brother. His dad was his coach, and he credits his brother for inspiring him to work at his craft.
You know, watching him kind of go through the process of he started to get, recruited by college coaches, and then he, really took his game and became serious about it. And I watched his work ethic, and I watched how he, put the time in, the things he did, and that's kind of where I developed mine.
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, he played, as did Blake, for their dad Tommy in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that and can share those experiences with you. It doesn't hurt to have a dad also who's a pro player either, and also a college coach.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Right, and as the defense collapses, that opens up inside-out opportunities. Productive first quarter.
They've got Pachulia. Johnson is out there with Griffin. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Galloway in at the 2 spot. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. They set the screen. No good that time. Excellent D there from Pachulia.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Jackson passes to Pachulia. High arcing shot, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
This is ridiculous. The D has to do better. You just can't whack Jackson on these type of shots. But see, I love Reggie Jackson, how he attacks players with his drive. He uses his size nicely. He's so athletic. I mean, he has one of the best Euro steps in the game and a nice tempo change to keep the D off guard.
And the first one at the line is good. And with Jackson and his ability to attack the rim, that strength plays into another strength of his, which is pulling up short and getting a jumper or a floater on the fly.
Well, that tandem of talents make Jackson such a tough assignment on defense. He has the right mentality to consistently create chances. No real easy way to defend against him.
And so Jackson nails both of them.
As a kid, Jackson saw a lot of the world. His dad was in the Air Force, so he lived in Italy, England, North Dakota, Florida, Colorado. He was all over the place.
Lawson with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. That doesn't go either for Lawson.
He gets some extra attention from the D on that trip, and then throws the shot off.
Johnson dishes to Jackson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Pachulia sets a screen for Jackson. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And see, Webb, one thing you can always count on is Reggie Jackson and his ability to get a shot off. Just a knack for finding seams in that defense that lead to the rim or getting some open space and putting up a quality jump shot.
Well, you're right, Kevin. That's why he's great in isolation sets with the clock winding down. And also, I mean, he's worked on his pull-up jumpers and floaters to have to be that option.
He's off on the first. And Chris, when you played, you were known as a guy at your size who could rip and run, take it coast to coast. You look around the league now, who are some of the best big men ball handlers?
Oh, you love it. If you get that board, you got to be able to take it, speed up the offense. We've seen Draymond just have a field day doing it with all the players on his team that could knock it down and score. Blake Griffin, Anthony Davis. We've even seen Paul Millsap and Julius Randle do it a little bit. So I love the fact that if you can get that board and push it, it makes it easier because you don't have to look for the outlet. You can actually find that point guard, that 2 guard in transition and let them score, and you be the facilitator.
Here's Mahimi, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Right side, Griffin. Rebound by Mahimi. Wizards trail by 4. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
It's blocked. Griffin kicks to Johnson. Rebounded by the Wizards.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, that won't go on the stat sheet. Close to getting the block, but really it had the same effect.
Here's Lawson. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought.
But he's just having one of those games that you just like to forget about as soon as it's done.
The Wizards have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Griffin with the steal. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession. And where the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and 3-point shot attempts so far for the Wizards.
And they've been avoiding those deep threes. They're capable of knocking those shots down from long range, but so far they've really been reluctant to let it fly from that free throw line extended 3-point shot.
Wizards trail by 4. It's Meeks outside. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision-making right here. You can't let them have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort.
One of the most impressive things about Blake Griffin is Greg when he gets out and runs the open floor.
Yeah, not to mention his ability to run the break himself. A terrific ball handler, even under pressure, and one of the best passers at the 4 in the league, if not the best.
That's good from Blake Griffin.
Just a tremendous talent when healthy. That's the key for Griffin, trying to avoid a big injury that takes up a chunk of his season.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Andre Drummond's checked in for Pachulia. Reggie Bullock comes in for Johnson. Robinson's checked in for Langston Galloway. And it's Calderon in for Jackson. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And Chris, as you grew up a Piston fan being born in Detroit, which Piston were you the biggest fan of when you were growing up?
Oh, wow. By far, Isaiah, no question. Isaiah was the heart and soul of that team, a guy that was smiled, but had the heart of an assassin that wanted to play and use everything that he had to get a win out of every game. The best small guard, in my opinion, the game has seen. His handles, his leadership. He was just a Chicago kid trying to make it. And then, of course, Joe Dumars and the fact that, he was just so solid, such a great guy for the community, such a heck of a two-guard out there, a defender, a guy that could spread the floor. And, of course, Bill Laimbeer, his physical play. Bob Lanier, my man Rick Mahorn, Adrian Dantley, Mark Aguirre. I could keep going. Chuck Nevitt even was a Piston for a while.
Clock at 4. Robinson, that's good. Robinson's got it all tied up now for the Pistons. So it's Washington now. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. And that game will be game 3 of 5 away from home. And there's the call on Howard. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
He just recorded his 3rd foul at half. Coach has to consider resting him until the 3rd quarter.
Robinson against Beal. Robinson kicks to Griffin. Here's the screen. Beal against Robinson. Back to Griffin. Just 5 on the clock.
Well, he's having a tough go at it so far this quarter. Not much dropping for him.
Can't get the bucket from 20 feet out. Beal drives in. Porter. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Detroit gets called for the foul.
Well, it took some time to develop, but Otto Porter is starting to put everything together. He was considered a bit of a project when he came into the NBA, drafted 3rd overall, but all the promises now being fulfilled as he is a great do-it-all forward.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. And you forget at times that Otto Porter was taken 3rd overall, Chris, as you mentioned. He's shown great development. He's had a big jump in play year after year.
Yeah, but so often guys who are considered projects that are picked early, they never develop. Porter was a risk, but made sure he lived up to his draft spot.
And Porter drops them both.
The versatility of Porter is huge. I mean, he's an outstanding perimeter defender, in addition also to being a proven scorer.
Calderon kicks to Drummond. There's the pick. Here's Griffin. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Griffin's got 6 points in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The kick out to Porter. Here's Howard. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. And the Wizards lead by 2.
And you need an army to keep Howard away from the basket. He's so superb at snatching up offensive rebounds.
Drummond with a screen on Porter. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Pistons passing it around. Calderon has the open look. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assist.
And I like how Calderon kept his hands up and was ready to get a shot up as soon as the ball came his way.
Screen by Howard. And Wall kicks to Beal. He's looking for Howard and finds him. He dishes it to Morris. And Griffin sends it back. He kicks to Drummond. Drummond is doubled. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Bradley Beal. He's putting up about 16 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Solid numbers, the kind of production we expect. And frankly, I think he's got another level to take it to.
Yeah, think about this. He definitely has the skill set to put up even bigger numbers. It wouldn't be a surprise to see that in the coming days.
Here's Morris, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
You know, they used to say Markieff Morris was once a locker room distraction, but he's found a home here. He seems more at peace with the situation. He's putting up solid numbers at the forward spot.
You talked to Markieff Morris about those times in Phoenix. He and Coach Hornacek still talk as they went their separate ways. Seems it was just a bad situation for everyone.
Well, yeah, when you're on a sinking ship, everyone will lash out. Brad Morris has put that behind him and able just to concentrate on playing basketball.
Free throw good for Morris. And when you look at the younger generation of players coming in now, Chris, of course, you do the interviews, you see them, you talk to them. Is it easy for you to relate to these younger players?
Yeah, it's definitely easy to relate to them. I think that our generation had a lot of influence on their style, their kind of expression of self, just as the generation before us did, and we have that unique bond. I think that's one of the advantages I have, that I've known some of these players since they've been young. I know their habits, I know that they're good kids, good individuals, and they just express themselves differently. You know, do I like the way they come into a game dressed looking like, I don't know, Ozzy Osbourne and Run DMC mix? Nah, I don't like that. But people used to say that about my style and my clothes too, Kevin. I'm sure they did that about you too, you know. So, man, I just love it. I just take it as we have some of the best players that fans have seen, and I'm just enjoying everything from the wild clothes to the music to their style. But no, it's not hard to relate to them, man, because they're all pretty good kids.
Chris, just for the record, they never said that about me. I always.
Yeah, you already set the trend.
The Wizards with the lead. Here's Wall. Count that bucket. Wall's got 8 points.
It does not matter who's on Wall. When he's near the rim, he's determined to score.
The Pistons shooting here about 46% for the game. And here's Calderon. He averages about 5 points a game. And Andre Drummond, the bucket on the assist by Calderon. 7 points for Andre Drummond. Wall against Calderon. It's Porter outside. Washington gets it back, and a new 24. Here's Wall, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Great shooters. Boy, can they make or break you down the stretch. Here's the league's top shooters right now. In the 3rd spot, Dwight Howard.
And just so reliable offensively. It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
2 shots.
The first one falls. Detroit making a switch here. Lures checked in. And so John Wall nails both of them. Pistons trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Calderon kicks to Lure. Pass to Bullock. Six to shoot. Dishes it to Drummond. And the layup's good off the glass. Drummond's got 9.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Wall against Calderon. Outside Porter. It's Beal on the wing. That's tipped and stolen by Drummond. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Robinson passes to Calderon. Here's Bullock, guarded by Porter. Drummond in the post, working on Howard. And it's Drummond missing.
How about that hard-nosed D in the paint right there? Nice job.
Oh, you're right. That's just a great combination of leverage and toughness. Could not back him down.
Morris with the bucket.
You better respect how crafty Morris is. When he's deep inside, the defense is toast. I mean, even when they have a hand up.
Calderon against Wall. Here's Bullock. He had 10 points in the win against the Raptors in Toronto. Here's Drummond. A putback, and Drummond is right there.
His touch has been terrific this quarter. Most of what he puts up is going down.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
The thought of what Andre Drummond could be down the road, I mean, really is just scary. I mean, he could dominate. If he just gets a handful of go-to moves on the post, you can't stop him. He's an offensive bully on the glass. He just, potential is there.
So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Pachulia, he's checked in for Drummond. Johnson comes in for Reggie Bullock. Langston Galloway's checked in for Glenn Robinson III. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Jose Calderon. Lawson kicks to Mahimi. There's a screen. Meeks dishes to Green. He feeds it to Mahimi. Nice ball movement by Washington. Here's Rivers. No good there. And the Pistons now going the other way. And with Drummond, as you said, Chris, he is still full of room to develop. You forget just how young he is as he's been in the league for so long already.
You know, he just needs to keep improving every year. And also, he's not in the offensive system. Their system, the coaching staff, the Pistons are not known as an offensive type team. So he's going to have to get better in the summers and find his way along as time goes on. But he has an athletic skill set that you just don't see in this league anymore.
8 lead changes now, and we're still just in the first half.
And I'm not sure I've seen a game with more lead changes this early.
Outside Jackson. Pick by Pachulia. Off the pick. And there's another one for the Pistons.
Well, he struggled out of the gate, but now he's really cooking in the second quarter.
1:05 left now here in the second. Meeks outside. The shot, no good. And the Pistons now going the other way. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Now here's Lawson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Back to Green. Detroit with the rebound.
That type of defense doesn't always get it done, but it does the job that time. But you gotta love the little man climbing up amongst the skyscrapers and coming away with the big rebound.
Now Lawson. Mahimi a screen. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Here's Jackson. Fires for 3. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Pistons lead by 3. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Ty, what do you have to do to hit them first in the second half?
We got to slow down their second chance points and a fast break. You know, I think we're stopping on the first shot, but then we let them get the rebound and play right back in. So I know Coach will say something about that in the locker room.
I'm sure you'll be listening. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. They battled hard in the second quarter, and it was reflected on the scoreboard. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight, not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Washington?
Well, they had a strong perimeter game. See, Ernie, when this team executes from long range, those weapons spread out a defense. Coming out in the second half, if those shooters are hot, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
Welcome back to the Palace at Auburn Hills. That's a look at the Renaissance Center, which dominates the skyline in downtown Detroit. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
Yeah, I mean, he really gave them a boost in that first half, shot way above his average.
Oh, this is like found money, completely unexpected, but it feels great when it happens.
Wizards trail by 3. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at the Wizards. A great scoring pair of wings. Beal the 2, Porter the 3. Morris is out there with Howard, and it's Wall in at the point guard position.
Wall is creative at finding ways to get to the line. The D has to be more careful when it comes to guarding him.
For Washington, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. And that one falls for John Wall. A lot of history here with the Wizards and Washington. A lot of great players have worn the jersey, yourself included, Chris. Do you have a favorite Wizard or Bullet player you like to watch?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did. Juwan Howard. I love watching him go to work in that great All-Star season that he had. Wes Unseld, he's had a huge influence on so many bigs. Elvin Hayes, I mean, his name is all over the franchise record book. So many players. John Wall now.
Drummond with a screen on Beal. Robinson kicks to Calderon. And the 3 off target. Washington's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. They get it back. The kick out to Wall. Drains the 3-pointer. Wall's got 15.
When Wall gets going, he's an unstoppable force. He's an offensive beast who can score in many ways.
Calderon against Wall. Oh, Griffin in position.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Wall passes to Porter. Looking for Wall. He gets it there.
Like the vision from Porter. Not just looking for his own shot. Constantly looking to get it to the open man.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Wall against Calderon. To the middle. Here's Griffin. That falls. Nice feed this time from Jose Calderon. Calderon's got his 4th assist in this one. Washington's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the 3-point shot tonight. Very respectable. There's the pick. And Wall kicks to Beal. And again, Washington with the triple.
Wonderful timing from the 2-guard. Beal has one of the quickest triggers in the game, especially off the pass.
At the elbow, it's Drummond. The pass to Bullock. Picked by Griffin. 5 to shoot. Here's Bullock, guarded by Porter. That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Bullock.
Well, that's just a great start to the half for them. Their offense is clicking, and they have made 3 of their first 4 shots. Oh. You gotta enjoy watching Wall take flight. He's a sensational dunk artist.
That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment. Picked by Griffin. Calderon kicks to Griffin. Fires the 3, and Calderon gets it to go on the assist by Griffin. Calderon's got it all tied up now for the Pistons. Washington's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the 3rd quarter so far. Wall dishes to Howard. Inside. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got 7 points in the game.
Morris is such a gifted scorer in the paint. He utilizes both his height and weight to get deep inside.
Calderon kicks to Robinson. Drummond with a screen on Beal. Robinson passes to Drummond. Outside for Robinson. With some arc. No good on that one. Excellent D from Howard. Beal dishes to Porter. Back to Beal. Porter in the corner. Detroit with the rebound. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. Rebound, Washington. Howard's got his 6th rebound on the night. Porter kicks to Morris. Griffin with the steal. And now the Pistons fast break. Robinson leading the charge. Sinks the 15-footer. Calderon's got 5 points now this quarter.
And you better believe that Calderon is comfortable out there in the mid-range. Nice shot.
Calderon against Wall. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
And taking a look now at stats for Howard. This last month, he's been positively spectacular, averaging 15 points a game and almost 2.5 blocks. And I'm not sure he can play any better than he has. I mean, surprising a lot of people with his play here of late.
Absolutely. And now the question is, can he build from this? Or will he regress back to the mean? You know, we'll see.
Robinson against Beal. Right side Robinson shoots over Beal. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Bradley Beal picks one up. And Chris, it's a players' league, and yet the officials, of course, have an impact on games. I'm thinking of a certain Game 6 back in 2002. In your opinion, how does the league ensure greater consistency with the officiating of games?
Well, I promised myself, Kevin, thanks for bringing up 2002, that I would never think about that aloud. You know, I'm going to have to go lay on somebody's couch after we do this game right here. But I think the league just has to be transparent. They have to let fans know when the ref has messed up. We're all human. So I think it comes into play when you aren't transparent, when you aren't honest with your fans, because we have the smartest fans of any sport, I believe. And so I think transparency is good, but human error is always going to be in there as long as it doesn't go back to the type of human error we saw in 2002.
But, Chris, I do sense that is a goal of theirs, and bit by bit they're getting toward that goal.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I believe that our league has done some great jobs when it comes to advancing referees and how the game is officiated. When you look at, not only do we have the referee center back in New York, where the referees now can go and get help, and the game is faster. And also, you know, we have 3 refs on the floor, and so and we have the best conditioned refs. And so I think the game is just going to be better because we have passionate refs, we have passionate officials, and passionate players, and we're going to work together to make sure that this game is the best for every fan to be presented to, and also that every player has a chance to win a championship and don't have their heart broken.
And Wall kicks to Morris. Outside Porter. Offensive rebound. And Howard with the stuff.
Love the focus from Howard. So excellent at draining difficult shots over the defense.
Calderon with it. He's got 9. Outside Griffin. Pass to Bullock. The 19-foot shot, and the rebound goes to Howard. Howard's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Outside, Wall. Morris passes to Wall. Nice ball movement by Washington. Now it's Griffin running. Here he goes, sailing in. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And that's the trademark Griffin finish. Get in tight, elevate, and throw it down with authority. Big fella is a beast down low.
Wall up top. He's guarded by Calderon. Beal gets a wide open look. Off target from three-point range. Pistons leading by 3. Feeds it to Bullock. Lets it go from the wing. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Bullock's got 4 this quarter.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Washington calls timeout. Well, Greg, for 2 straight seasons before this, the Wizards have had a starting 5 that all average double figures on the year. The engine of this offense, I think, is the backcourt, but they can all hurt you, don't you think?
No doubt about it, Kevin. Having a balanced offense like they do makes it tough for teams to prepare defensively. You can't just double or key in on Wall or Beal because they do a great job of facilitating. I think the bigger question moving forward is just going to be what will the impact of that bench be, and ultimately that's going to determine whether they can contend.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. They grabbed their own miss. Pachulia, no luck.
I like the burst to the bucket right there, but the finish has got to be better.
Here's Meeks. Right through the D for the layup. Meeks got 10 points.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the limb.
Well, let's just call it what it is. Great body control on the lane. Takes the contact. Still knocks it in softly off the glass. I mean, that shot just can't be blocked the way he adjusted.
Griffin dishes to Johnson. Pachulia sets a screen for Johnson. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Johnson's got his second basket.
And Johnson has a great shot selection, looking only to take high percentage attempts.
Lawson kicks to Green. Back to Lawson. Outside, Meeks. Can't hit that one. And the Pistons now going the other way. They went to Washington for their last meeting with the Wizards, and they came out with a win.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage. How about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes.
Lawson the pass to Meeks. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
Look, you can't defend down low much better than that. Refuses to give him an easy path to the bucket.
Jackson in the corner. Back to Johnson. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Johnson's got the lead up to 9 now for Detroit. The Wizards have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And that one, good. And that's now 9 points for Austin Rivers. Detroit leading by 7. Jackson with it. Now Lawson defending. Griffin goes in, and he uses the glass on the layup.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Green in the post, defended by Griffin, and Green gets it to go.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Jackson kicks to Pachulia. Jackson against Lawson. Griffin attacking Pachulia. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got his 3rd assist on the night. Lawson's against Jackson. Yep, it goes, and the Piston lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Ty Lawson.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Here's Griffin. That shot misses. Great D that time from Green. Here's Meeks. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. And Chris, if you're a Pistons fan, you have to be happy with the direction this team is headed. They have a good, youthful core, a brand new arena. Things are looking up.
Well, yeah, 3 championships in the history. 2 of those were back-to-back, and another final. But if you look back at the Pistons' history, just like most organizations, it's full of valleys and peaks. And they just went through a valley for the past 7 years or so. And we'll see how things are lining up for them. It looks promising, but they have to come through and execute.
First free throw is good. John Lure, he's checked in for the Pistons. And so Meeks nails both of them.
Well, the clear strength of this Wizard team is their backcourt. Wall and Bill, one of the best backcourts in the league. They are a driving force for this team.
Galloway kicks to Pachulia. .121 left in the third. Here's Johnson, and then Johnson with the dunk.
And Johnson is just so long. He gets to the hoop in no time when he's driving inside.
And Wall and Beal certainly the focus of this Wizards offense. They've said they feel they are the best backcourt in the NBA. Some others might have that claim in reality, though.
Well, they're supposed to feel that way, but I think the Splash Brothers might have something to say about that. But you like the confidence they have, better than Wall and Beal not believing in themselves.
Latrey, rebounded by the Wizards. Green's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And he knocks down the first one.
And there was a time when you weren't sure if Ty Lawson was still going to have a place in the NBA. After he was cut from the Rockets and played minimal action with the Pacers, his future really was unclear. He rehabbed his game in Sacramento and is a nice point guard option once again.
And Lawson was a player who was on the verge of falling out of the league, Chris. Strange to see his decline happen so fast since he left Denver.
Well, that's just how it is sometimes in the NBA. I mean, these are the best basketball players in the world. It'll be hard for Lawson to regain his efficient scoring numbers that he had early in his career, but he can still provide a spark and burst for a team with this play.
3 on the clock. Jackson gets the bucket. Jackson's got 13.
Oh, and really, Jackson excels when the defense gets physical with him. He's more than up for any challenge.
And here's Lawson. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Green, the screen. And again, Washington, no good. And so it's Detroit, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Let's listen in now to head coach Stan Van Gundy from a few moments ago.
We need to make solid plays, okay? Solid plays, aggressive plays, but solid plays, all right?
Wanting to keep up the energy here, Stan Van Gundy would also like to add a dose of greater efficiency.
You know, it's a delicate balance. To perform your best, you need to go 100%, but also be in control while doing it.
Welcome back. 4th quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. John Lure's out there with Johnson. Then there's Jackson. Then there's Pachulia. And it's Galloway in at the 2 guard. That's the group for Detroit right now. 3-pointer, Lawson. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Everyone in the building thought that one was going to go in, including me. That's just shocking he blew it.
Count it. Green's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for Washington.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
That's just an attack mindset. I love it. Game on the line. He's out competing guys.
It's deflected. And the Pistons with possession here. Pistons leading by 5. Jackson kicks to Galloway. The dish now to Pachulia. Passes to Jackson. Lure a screen on Lawson. Jackson drives in. He took good advantage of that screen.
Even when the defense is on him, Jackson buries these jumpers. He's used to having a hand in his face.
Washington calls timeout.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Ooh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Drummond's checked in for Pachulia. Reggie Bullock comes in for Johnson. Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for Langston Galloway. And it's Calderon in for Reggie Jackson. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Kevin, I heard what Scott Brooks said to his team. He told them, now's when you turn it on. Leave them in the rearview mirror. I know we can put these guys away. We'll see if they can deliver.
4 on the clock. And it's sent back by Drummond.
And throughout his career, Drummond has averaged more than a block per game. He really goes all out on defense.
From deep, Wall scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
You can tell he's getting a feel for his shot in the second half.
Wall against Calderon. Kicks to Bullock. Back to Calderon. The Pistons working the ball around now. Drummond the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Lure can't hit.
He finds a major hole in the D beyond the arc and still can't cash in on it.
Stolen by Robinson. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That'll be his second foul of the game. Pistons leading by 4. Drummond sets the screen for Calderon, and Lure kicks to Bullock. Shot clock at 5. Drummond a screen. And it's Bullock missing. Wizards trail by 4. Beal dishes to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Wow. The size of Morris helps him down low, especially when he decides to sky high for the dunk.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. Calderon against Wall. Calderon kicks to Lewis. Dwight Howard pulls it in. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. And it's Beal in the corner. Back to Wall. On the wing, Porter. And again, Washington with the triple.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Robinson passes to Lewis. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the 4th quarter. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Here's Washington. They're on a 10-2 run here. Here's Beal. It's good. And the Wizards lead by 3.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Lure a screen on Wall. Here's Calderon. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Washington has gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Beal dishes the Wall. And Wall slams it home.
Look, Wall is incredible at finishing with force at the rim. It's all about his athletic ability.
Pistons trail by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
From deep, Bullock good.
Smart decision to kick the ball out as the defense collapses inside.
For Washington, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. And Wall kicks to Morris. Back to Wall. Here's Porter. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Robinson against Beal. Here's the screen. Robinson passes to Lure. Back to Robinson. The feed to Lure. Clock at 6. He dishes it to Bullock. Here's Drummond. At basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Exactly. That's what Drummond will always give you, tenacity on the offensive glass.
Morris with a screen on Calderon. Wall draws the double. Back to Morris. Over Lure. Morris, no good. The Pistons leading. Outside Robinson. Calderon in the corner. Drummond with a screen on Porter. Calderon kicks to Bullock. There's a screen by Robinson. Here's Lure. Offensive rebound. Drummond got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
Look, he doesn't waste time. Once he gets the rebound, he does what he should. Goes right back up with it.
Calderon against Wall. Shot to stop the run. He can't get that one to fall. And Detroit the other way now. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Robinson kicks to Calderon. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Howard. Wizards trail by 4. It's tipped. And the foul called on Markieff Morris. That's his first foul. Griffin's checked in for Lure. Here is Calderon. He kicks it to Bullock. Pass to Drummond. Over Howard. And it's Drummond missing. Washington's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
The first one falls.
Now, when Beal is healthy, he's a force on the court. He's a fantastic shooter with a lightning quick release.
And both free throws good for Beal. Detroit's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Drummond with a screen on Beal. Robinson drives in, so the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
First one falls for him. Robinson hits them both. Wizards trail by 4. Outside, Wall to the middle, goes up off the pick, and Morris throws it down.
Wall is a smart point guard. Look, he utilized the screen and roll beautifully. Look how he threaded the needle.
Pistons shooting an appalling 26% in the fourth quarter. And Drummond kicks to Bullock. Dishes it to Griffin. Over Morris. Again, the miss by the Pistons. For Washington, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Porter, no luck. Pistons shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Here's Griffin. Another miss by Griffin. Washington's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Here's Wall, and it's all evened up. Wall's got 26 points. Now here's Calderon. Outside Robinson. Griffin kicks to Calderon. He feeds it to Drummond. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on John Wall.
And Drummond is a huge, powerful presence on the block. He has no problem getting physical down low.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Detroit making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. So he gets them both. The Wizards have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Morris with the screen for Wall. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. Well, you look at Markieff Morris, and you see a player, Greg, who is finally meeting his potential.
And you know what? Give credit to Morris because he's fallen in line with the team and the staff here. I think he's always had the talent to be an impact player. It just took a structured situation for him to really flourish, and I think he's found a home here in Washington.
You know, I like Morris. He's a valuable contributor on both ends of the floor. Now, he's a sniper from deep, and he can definitely lock you up on D as well.
And Morris drops them both. Now Jackson. Outside Robinson. Drummond a screen. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Griffin dishes to Drummond. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. And that's now 19 points for Andre Drummond. Washington trailing. All with it. Now the pass to Howard. It's Beal on the wing. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Oh, look, I love the confidence of Beal, but when you work that hard in the offseason, you have a jump shot that wet, I guess it's easy to embrace the punishment.
The first free throw is good. He makes 1 of 2 that time. Detroit's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep.
It's been a rough game for him, but it won't sting too bad as long as they hang on to the lead.
Here's Wall, and it's sent back by Drummond. And now here comes Robinson in the break. A three-pointer, no good. Washington has gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. That's on Reggie Jackson.
It's so tough to slow down Wall. Once he has a head of steam behind him, you got to foul or either hope he misses.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
That's why his teammates trust him so much at the line.
The Pistons shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Jackson kicks to Bullock. Pass to Drummond. Nice ball movement by Detroit. It's stolen by Wall. Howard in the post. Working on Drummond. Here's Porter. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. And that's now 10 points for Otto Porter Jr.
Porter is fantastic in these spots. When his team needs a bucket, he feels comfortable shooting.
Jackson passes to Drummond. Robinson against Beal. Feeds to Bullock. Passes it to Griffin. 6 to shoot. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Dwight Howard.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within 2 here. Blake Griffin hits them both. 1:33 left in the 4th quarter. And Beal kicks to Wall. Wall draws the double. And it's slammed in by Howard.
And you know Howard wants that responsibility offensively, and that time he comes through for his team.
Pistons trail by 3. Jackson dishes to Drummond. Robinson kicks to Griffin. Over Morris. And he can't bank that one in. Washington's gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Wall against Jackson. And it's Beal in the corner. Inside. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Morris. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Griffin. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game.
And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
It's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Making this a 2-possession game. That's the benefit of knocking down the easy ones.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They trail by 5. There's 48 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, John Wall.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
Jackson kicks to Robinson. Drummond a screen. Back to Jackson. Launches a three. Yes! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And this atmosphere is bananas.
Well, guys separate themselves by how they perform in clutch situations. Give this man his props.
Here's Howard.
Now you need every basket you can get.
As well as stops on defense. They have to be on their toes here.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
Well, do you go with your rhythm? You have to decide, do you run something new, something that's been working, something they haven't seen?
"19 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. There's the screen. Robinson passes to Pachulia. The dish to Bullock. Trying his luck deep. Good! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1. And an intentional foul there stops the clock. He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. The Pistons making a change here. He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in. Calderon. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. And so it's Washington who scraped by with the win. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks. With John Wall. John, it sure looks like the chemistry is coming together. What is the bond like with your teammates?
We enjoy playing with each other. We have great chemistry. We all work hard, and we know how much we mean to each other, how much we work every day, and we just try to keep getting better each game.
Well, the work is paying off, John. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.